The Rite of Passage Ball sort of started off as the Inala Debutante Ball, had a bit of a name change over time, but it came about from the Inala Wangara Youth Committee.
That looked at all sorts of stuff around, helping support our young people to reach their full potential.
The workers from Inala Wangara were able to coordinate the first Inala Debutante Ball in, I think, 2009.
What we introduced was a whole suite of workshops that actually focused on the needs of young people. Lots of different things that would help them transition from being young people into young adults.
People that we get in to come in and teach our kids, or to sit with our kids, it's people from our community. So I guess that's probably the difference, and that's how it's sort of more culturally right for our community.
As it's grown, we've been able to embed more customs, more traditions in there.
Because part of that ceremony involves them being introduced to our community and a declaration of who they are and where they come from, who their parents are, what their bloodlines to country are, but also their aspirations for where they want to go in their life.
So it's like setting them up the way that we always want to set people up as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
And they can experience and see the growth of where they were and where they are now, and just seeing the whole community being there on that night to celebrate their achievements. I think that's really important.
The event itself is absolutely amazing. I think as parents that it is so beautiful to sit back and see once upon a time these little babies that we call a little ray of sunshine who step into your life, which is, what we sort of talk about every year, and then you just see this transformation from this little one into this grown woman.
Seeing all, our sister girls and brothers all dressed up and looking deadly, and then all the smiles of our aunties, uncles and all the elders in the community, you just felt that, empowered.
The difference with the Rite of Passage Ball is what happens prior to the actual event on the night. So, all of the workshops that lead up to the actual night, and all of the work that happens sort of behind the scenes is really important.
I have a lot of connections with a lot of the children in the community that start at a young age and goes on forever. Yeah, and just knowing them and seeing the growth of them and what they become.
So my eldest son, who participated in the Rites of Passage Ball, he attends an all-boys school outside of our community, and there's a few Inala boys that attend that school as well. But he pretty much plays basketball and goes to school, and he hasn't necessarily put himself out there in the public domain, and it was just seeing him go through this process of having to interact with young women, having to put himself in the public domain and announce himself to the world. It was something that was unfamiliar for him, and to see him step up and to see the sense of pride he had in himself that night, as well as beyond that time, or feeling that he was stepping into young adulthood and that he wasn't doing it on his own. In fact, he was part of a larger community who were proud of him.
Being from Inala community, there's so much love and respect, and that's what I want to give back to my community that was given to me growing up as a child.
I think the real beauty of the Rites of Passage Ball is that we're walking with our young fellas. We're not preaching to them. We're not punishing them. We're not holding incentives to engage them in this event. They choose to participate. They choose to come every week to the workshops, to the dance practice. And much of our work, I think all of the work that sits at Inala Wangara, no one is compelled to comply. No one is enticed to participate.
It's important to have nights like this, to show that, young ones are special and they are the next generation, and without them, who are our next future leaders?
I think kind of seeing the pride on, my mum and my two grandmothers who were there at the ball when I did it. So I guess, I don't know, just that feeling that you're making everybody in your family proud. Like I have 2 older brothers, but I'm the eldest, sort of daughter in the family, and to have my 2 younger sisters sort of look up to me and see me in that way, like with the white dress on and the white gloves, and sort of, getting a limousine to this, great big event, and I guess just having all your family be there and, I don't know, just see the pride in their faces. I think that's why it was important, put in to me.
I think the importance is coming back to gift, that these kids know that they matter more than anything in this world, that they matter. And I guess what we want them to do is love themselves as much as we do.